Okay. Hi, I'm William Porter. I'm the chairman of the Planning and Zoning Commission. This is our Thursday, May 21st, 2020 meeting. It is now 7:09 p.m. This is a meeting of the Monroe Planning and Zoning Commission. I hereby call this meeting to order. Please allow me to confirm the members, staff, and anticipated participants that are present and can hear me. I will be asking each participant to identify themselves so we can make sure your name is adequately displayed next to your picture. When I call your name, please respond in the affirmative. Ron Schneider?
Affirmative.
Robert Westland?
Affirmative.
Dominic Panicia? Right. Dominic is absent. Bruno Maini?
Affirmative.
Leon Ambrosi?
Affirmative.
Ryan Condon? Ryan? Ryan Condon?
Isn't that Ryan over there?
Yeah, I see him. Ryan, are you having a technical difficulty?
Bill, I think Dominic just logged in also.
We'll go back. Michael O'Reilly.
Here.
Okay. Dominic, are you present?
You hear me now? Hello?
Okay. Where'd you
Hear
go,
me?
Ryan?
All right.
I hear you.
Perfect.
I don't see which
Yeah.
one you are, though.
I might have to only do phone call if the internet audio was not working.
Okay. And Dominic Panicia, are you present?
You see me now?
Yes.
All right, and you can hear me. Perfect.
Dominic, I see you're logged in. Can you hear us? All right, we'll confirm Dominic's presence later. All right, staff. Rick Schultz,
Affirmative.
Bill Agresta,
Affirmative.
Sarah Stroud,
Affirmative.
and Sarah Contro. Oh, Sarah, can't even read. Georgia Contro.
Aye. Affirmative. Thank you.
Sorry about that. Okay, hereby declare that we have a quorum and call this meeting to order. Copy of the agenda and any related materials have been posted to and can be found on the Town of Monroe's website, www.monroect.org, for public inspection. Introduction to a remote meeting. This public meeting is being conducted remotely in compliance with Section 1 of Governor Lamont's Executive Order Number 7B, dated March 14th, 2020, using GoToMeeting electronic conferencing technology. Using this technology, the public shall participate in real time in this meeting via computer, tablet, smartphone, or telephone using the access information set forth on the meeting agenda. Please be advised that each meeting has unique participation information, so please be sure that you have accessed the correct meeting. Notice is hereby given that only 250 participants may access this remote electronic public meeting at any one time. Access to this meeting using this technology is granted solely by the technology provider on a first access basis and is not controlled by the Town of Monroe. While it is anticipated we will not exceed this participant limit for this meeting, Should it appear that we are approaching said limit so that any member of the public is denied access to the meeting, I, as chairman, reserve the right to adjourn and continue the meeting at a later date using technology appropriate to ensure all members of the public may participate. Please take notice of the following regarding this remote electronic public meeting. That this meeting
Bill, I don't know if you can hear us, but you've knocked out.
town's website within 7 days, and that the recording shall be made available to the public within a reasonable time in town hall or upon written request. This meeting shall follow standard parliamentary procedure. However, I ask all participants to follow these special rules in addition. Please mute your microphone so as to reduce background noise at any time you are not speaking. Prior to speaking on each occasion, each speaker shall clearly state their name and title for the record. The use of the chat feature is prohibited and will not be considered during the meeting if in use. Set forth on the agenda, this meeting will not feature public participation. We have not received written comments from the public between the date of the agenda was posted through 1 hour before the start of the meeting. For the record, Dominic Panicia, are you present? Unmute your microphone. Can't hear you, Dom.
You have to check your computer, Dom, to see if your speakers are on, your mic is on.
Dominic, I'm going to continue with the meeting, but go to your settings and make sure that your output volume is turned up, okay? Meeting business ground rules. We now turn to the first item on the agenda. Before we do so, allow me to cover some ground rules of this remote meeting to ensure efficient and clear conduct of our business and to ensure an accurate recording. I, the chair, will introduce each matter on the agenda. If a vote is anticipated, I will ask for a motion and a second. After introduction of the matter or upon motion, I will invite each member by name for discussion. After all members have had an opportunity to speak for the first time, I will repeat the invite to each member in the same order until there is no further comment. Please hold your comments until all are recognized. Everyone will have an equal opportunity to speak. Upon the conclusion of the discussion, I will call for a vote on the motion, if applicable, or take other action to conclude each matter on the agenda. All votes taken in this meeting will be conducted by a roll call vote. Please remember to mute your phone or computer when you are not speaking. Please also remember to speak clearly and in a way that helps generate an accurate recording in minutes. Also remember before you speak to state your name. Okay, so we're going to get into the agenda. We've already covered items number 1 and 2. Item number 3, general public participation. We did not have any information submitted prior to the meeting. Moving on, site plan review and permit amendment modifications. Item number 4, 16-95-S-A1, file number 1263A, Great Oak Farms, MFR District, reconfiguration of home lot for 10 Cannon Way to eliminate encroachment of dwelling over home lot limits. Well, I'm going to let you take this from here.
Okay, before that, is it possible for all commissioners to make sure their video is showing? Because it's hard to tell if you're still here.
Mayini, yes.
Westland, yes.
Yeah, I see Robert. I see Dominic.
Schneider, yes.
I don't see Leon. I don't see Bruno. I don't see Ryan, but Ryan was having difficulties.
Bill, it's Bruno. I'm good. I can see the site plan.
But we can't see you. Do you have your video turned on?
I do.
I only see 5 other people besides myself, so I don't think all of them can fit.
Can you see me now?
Well, you can just scroll to see all the people. There's an arrow.
I can see you now, Bruno.
Okay, thanks, Bruno.
I'm back.
Ryan, are you
Glad to have
there?
you back. Ryan was having difficulty with his video.
Yeah, his thing says paused. Okay. Dave Borkland, you there?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, you want to make your,
Sure. Welcome, members of the commission. My name is Dave Bjorklund. I'm president of the firm of Spath Bjorklund Associates. We have offices in Monroe, and I'm a professional engineer registered in the state of Connecticut. This application this evening is really quite simple and straightforward. There was an error made in construction back in the 1990s when this dwelling was built in Great Oak Farm. Great Oak Farm is a condominium of single-family homes, and it's a little unique in that each one of the homes gets a home site lot dedicated to it. And so there are actual boundary lines going around each unit, and within that area, the homeowner is given specific rights. The land underneath is still held in common ownership, but they get to enjoy some of the amenities of single-family living beyond the actual boundaries of the dwelling, which would be customary to a condominium. This gives them rights beyond the actual dwelling itself. During construction, this house was built immediately. The unit boundary that had been defined and recorded on the land records, as you can see on the map, actually went into the garage of the dwelling. This was not discovered at the time of construction. It was discovered about a year and a half ago, when the homeowner asked our firm to stake out the lot line. They wanted to do some improvements to the property, and they wanted to know exactly where their boundary is. And that's when it was discovered that the boundary actually just nipped the corner of their garage. What we're proposing here this evening is just to relocate that lot line. It's indicated on the plan. It says revised unit boundary line, and just to move it over, and that this will take care of their garage and their driveway. The condominium board of directors has approved this, and the last step before we can record this revised map is to obtain Planning and Zoning Commission approval. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them.
Okay. We'll start with Ron. Do you have any questions?
It's pretty straightforward. No.
Robert?
What is the offset from the garage to the new boundary line?
I don't know that, and I can't tell from the screen. It's about 25 or 30 feet. And I should point out the adjacent parcel that we're moving this lot line into is currently occupied by a septic system. If you can, Will, if you could slide it over. That other large parcel that you see that is indicated as special declaration, that is one of the septic fields for Great Oak. So we're not encroaching on another unit boundary.
And it is in compliance with the regulation of offset at this point.
Yes,
It doesn't have a setback.
Yeah,
These
there
are-
are no,
these
there
are
are
home
no
lots.
setbacks.
Got it. Thank you.
These are not lots like your personal home lots. These are just areas in which the condominium association gives more exclusive rights to the homeowner surrounding the actual condo unit. But it's all part of the condo property.
Okay, Robert, you're all set?
Yes.
Dominic, any questions? Dominic, we still can't hear you. We're going to have to come back to you, Dominic. You still have
Hold on.
trouble with the output volume on your
Mr. Chairman.
microphone.
Mr. Chairman, we should suggest that Dominic use his phone and call in on the phone number in addition to the computer visual.
Sure. Dominic, did you get that?
I got that, yes.
Oh, now we hear
We
you.
can
Now
hear
we
you
hear
now.
you. And the vacuum.
All right, Dominic, did you have any questions?
You're not coming through, Dominic. I suggest you use the phone.
Ron, turn on the mic.
Turn off volume?
Yeah, you have to turn off your mics when you're not speaking. Ryan, you also, please. Dominic, try one more time, please. All right, Dominic, I'm going to come back to you. Bruno, any questions?
No, sir.
Leon?
No, I'm good.
Ryan?
No questions.
And Michael?
No questions.
All right, I have no questions either. Just circle back to Dominic. Dominic, it's showing that your microphone is turned off.
What did Dominic do?
I don't know what he did. We heard him for just one brief second there.
He covered up his screen. It's still on, and it looked like he had his phone in his hand. Dominic, if you can hear us, you can show yourself through the video and just call separately on the phone.
Will, does he have the phone number to call?
It's with the same information as the link for the video.
It was in the email.
But since he's covered up his screen, we don't know what he's doing.
All right, I'm going to send him a text. All right, Dominic, I texted to your phone the phone number to call in if you'd like to try that. Rick, what's the protocol here? Do we have to wait or do we continue? Can't hear you, Rick.
Yeah, Bill, you just make the notation for the minutes that we're coming back to Dominic.
All right.
Mr. Chairman,
I got it.
technically, you got it?
What, Will?
I said, technically, we don't need Dominic for that matter.
I know, but everybody
So
still
again-
should have an opportunity. All right, I'm just going to run through the list one more time because we did have,
I think
actually,
he
I'm
just
only going to
called
run
in.
through.
Dominic, you there?
I'm here now. Can you hear me?
Very good.
Yeah.
Great. Okay, Dominic, do you have any questions concerning this lot line revision?
No, is this common area where the arrow is that the common area to the whole condominium?
The
Dominic,
large
Dominic,
parcel.
this is Dave Bjorklund. All of the area is common. The lines around the house it gives the homeowner certain specific rights, but all the land is common.
Okay, I have no problem with anything else.
Okay, I have no questions. Dave, is there anything else that you'd like to present?
No, thank you very much.
Before you cut that off, there was a staff memo and there was some changes to the plan that would be needed.
Okay.
And
You want to
they're, for the
review
most
that?
part, sure. They're really just housekeeping things. There are two labels on the plan that say unit boundary lines. They really should say home site lot boundaries to be consistent with the condo association papers. Two notes should be added. Special exception permit, the number of the current action. And then that second note, the purpose of this map is to redefine the home site lot boundaries associated with the condominium unit at 10 Cannon Way within Great Oak Farms. No other changes or alterations are included. And then the last is item C, add signature blocks for the Great Oaks Farm Owners Association and the owners of 10 Cannon Way, authorizing improving the map, and it's recorded on the Monroe land records since they are both property owners involved. That's it.
Mr. Chairman, Dave Bjorklund, we have no objection to those suggestions.
All right, Bill Porter. Thank you, Dave. So is there anything else?
I have nothing else.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Will, Bill Porter again. Will, should we vote on this now?
You can if you like.
Yeah, I'd like, Bill Porter, I'd like to just clean this up as we go. Okay, so as you all see, it's just a minor modification of a property line or a lot line or house line within the condominium general property. And on this, we have O'Reilly, Condon, Porter, Ambrosi, and Mayini. So do we have a motion?
Move to accept the lot line revision.
Name first, please.
O'Reilly.
Ambrosi, second.
Okay, this is Porter. We have a motion by Michael O'Reilly, a second by Leon. Is there any further questions or comments?
I have a question. Does that motion include subject to the revisions as set forth in the memo and recording on the land records as required?
Yes, that motion includes that.
Thank you.
Okay, Bill Porter, I will call the roll for the vote. O'Reilly,
O'Reilly, yes.
Condon,
Condon, yes.
Ambrosi,
Ambrosi, yes.
me, Mayini,
Mayini, yes.
and Porter, yes. Okay, thank you. Still Bill Porter. Moving on to deliberations and determinations. Item number 5, time extensions, SEP 2019-05, file number 1613A, 74 Enterprise Drive. Request for 1-year extension to complete project. Expiration currently at August 9th, 2020. Statutory ends 2/8/2021. I have a letter here from the applicant that I will read, dated April 10th, 2020, Planning and Zoning Commission. Gentlemen, at this time I am submitting a request to the Planning and Zoning Commission for an extension of time of 1 year in order to complete buildings at 74 Enterprise Drive, Monroe, Connecticut. This references file number 1613A, application number SCP 2019-05. As you know, progress has been stopped due to the current situation with the COVID-19. We have completed 95% of the conditions that P&Z requested so that we may obtain a CO and a building permit for the final building. Thank you for your continued help and cooperation with this matter. Sincerely, Michael Infante. Okay, Will, if I understand your note here correctly, we cannot grant a 1-year extension from the August date. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. The original approval, I had it out one second, was February 8th, 2007. It ran the first 5 years. It was gained another 4 years under state statutes a while ago. And then we've been giving additional extensions in the last few years into the last 5 years that you're allowed to give. And that would all time out on February 8th, 2021. So that's the farthest you can give an extension on this current permit.
All right, let's go to the commission, see if anybody has questions or comments. We'll start with Ron.
No questions.
Robert,
No questions.
Dominic,
No question.
Bruno,
No questions.
Leon? Leon?
No, but, Will, he's been moving along on this a little.
Yeah, Mike's
right.
working on it, and Mike's here actually tonight. He has been working on it. I was there today. It's the cleanest I've seen the site in a long time. And we want to close out the
I have
first
no
building.
questions.
Yeah.
Okay. That works. So it's been done?
Ryan?
No questions.
Michael?
No questions.
Okay, this is Bill Porter. I have no questions. Will, as you stated, we're at the end of the line. So if the commission is so inclined to grant an extension, it will only be until February 8th. And I just want to make sure that the applicant is aware of the fact that we don't go any further than that. If he's not complete, I want to make sure that he's aware of what that means as far as his project and his property is concerned. Well,
Yeah, I understand that. Mike is on. I don't know if he wants to say anything.
Mr. Infante, would you like to say anything?
Can you hear me?
Yes. Just your name for the record, please.
Michael Infante, 74 Enterprise Drive, representing MMI of Monroe and Mary Infante. As Will explained to me today, if it's a statutory limitation, I guess I have no other choice other than, I believe he said to me that if the time runs out and it's not finished, I would have to go in with another application to finish it. Is that correct, Will?
Yes, that would be correct. If you're not done, you would have to keep it alive and to revive it, submit a new application. We'd have to go through the process of hearing the application, and should any regulations change since you got this approval, that would be what would be applied.
All right, I understand that.
Okay, this is Bill Porter. Okay, Mr. Infante, I know that you've been working at this for the last few years trying to get it wrapped up. And, I think the commission has worked with you, giving you the requested extensions, but we're only allowed by law to let things drag on for so long. So I just want to make sure that you're clear that, you have until February 8th. And at that date, your current approval expires. And like Will said, in order to continue with the second building after February 8th, you would have to start right from scratch with a whole new application. And if any rules or regulations or codes changed over the last 9 years, your new building would have to apply by the current new codes and regulations. I don't know if anything has changed that drastically in that period of time or not, but I just want to make sure you're fully aware that, we can't go any further than February 8th with this.
I understand.
Okay. You have anything else, Mr. Infante?
No, not really.
Bill, I have a question.
Who is name first, please?
Bruno.
Go ahead, Bruno.
According to the according to the letter, it's 95% complete. What's the 5% that's not complete, and what does that 5% need a year for?
That relates to the first building. The first building never received a CO, even though it's been there many, many years. There's a whole second building, which would be more than obviously 5%. The second building is as big as this.
Bruno, the first building is 95% complete, has not yet obtained a certificate of occupancy. So he wants to get a certificate of occupancy on the first building and continue with the second building. So the 95% is just for the CO on the first building.
Can I say something?
Is your name first, please?
Michael Infante.
Yes.
The building itself is 100% complete. It's the outside work that's not complete. I mean, I had an inspection for a CO by the building department back in 2008, and everything was approved. But because the outside work wasn't done, is why they wouldn't issue a CO.
Well, Bill Porter, Mr. Infante, the CO is for the, not just the building, it's for the project.
I understand that. I understand that.
So, you know, yes, we understand that the building is substantially complete, but it's package deal. Your approval was for the building and the site work. So it all has to be completed.
Okay, again, Bruno Maini here. Again, my question is, so what's not complete on the outside of, if the building is 100% complete and we have 95% of the project is complete, what on the outside is not complete that will need a year to complete?
Well, the second building itself has to be put up.
Oh, okay. Now that makes sense. So from what I'm understanding, you can't put that building up by February.
I didn't say that. It would be tight, that's for sure. But
Bill Porter, no, Bruno, he has until February to put that building up under his current approval.
Correct.
He was currently approved for 2 buildings.
No, I understand that. But he's saying he's just about complete. He's saying building 1 is complete and there's some exterior work that needs to be done, but building 2 is not complete and he needs more time on that part. But he's also saying that by the February deadline, there's a possibility that he could have it done.
That's
correct.
That's what I'm understanding.
Yeah, that's correct. If everything goes perfect, then we would have it finished. If not, then we will have to come before the board again with a new application.
Okay, so that's what I was looking for. Okay, thank you.
Okay, Bill Porter. All right, Mr. Infante, thank you. I think we have all the answers that we needed.
All right, thank you for letting me do the presentation.
All right, at this time, the chair will entertain a motion.
I move to grant a time extension for SEP 2019-05 till February the 8th, 2021.
That was Michael O'Reilly. Do we have a second?
My second.
Okay, is there any further discussion? I'll just run down the list one more time. We have the regular commissioner seated on this. Maini, anything?
No.
Ambrosi?
No.
Condon?
No.
O'Reilly?
No questions.
All right, I have no questions either, so I will call the roll for the vote. Bruno?
Yes.
Leon?
Yes.
Ryan?
Yes.
Michael?
O'Reilly, yes.
Bill Porter votes yes. So the extension is granted to February 8th, 2021. Moving on, item number 6, pending meeting minutes, March 2nd, 2020. These are the meeting minutes as drafted. Just run down the list and see if anybody has any questions or comments. Ron Schneider?
Comments for what?
Meeting minutes.
No, no comments.
Robert?
No questions.
Dominic?
No questions.
Bruno?
No questions.
Leon?
No questions.
Ryan?
No questions.
Michael?
No questions.
And Bill Porter, no questions. All right, we'll call the roll, starting with Bruno.
Yes.
Oh, wait a minute. Need a motion.
Where do we jump?
Oops.
March
March
5th.
5th, meeting minutes.
I move to accept the March 5th minutes as drafted.
Ambrosi, second.
Okay, we have a motion by O'Reilly, second by Ambrosi. Call the roll. Bruno?
Yes.
Leon?
Ambrosi, yes.
Ryan?
Condon, yes.
Michael?
O'Reilly, yes.
And Porter, yes. Okay, item number 7. Commissioner Mayini is going to be recusing himself for this deliberation.
Bye.
So, Rick, you went over with Bruno how to do that?
Yeah, Bruno, I'll be contacting Commissioner Bruno when the commission has completed its discussion.
Okay. We have a draft approval before us for permit amendment modification 6-95-S-A1, file number 1254A, 67 Cross Hill Road, Beardsley Field. The long and the short of this is the Little League Baseball of Monroe, who is the owner applicant of the property at 67 Cross Hill, is asking to change their hours of operation. Currently, they're Monday through Friday, 4 p.m. to sunset. They're not proposing any change. Saturdays, they're currently allowed to play 9:30 a.m. to 7 p.m. They were asking for 9 a.m. to 7 p.m. And on Sundays, they're currently permitted 12:30 p.m. to 6 p.m. and they were requesting 9 a.m. to sunset. The commission had quite a bit of discussion and deliberation on this issue at one of the previous meetings and did not come to a consensus as to what times should be allowed or approved. And Will, I don't see in here, I thought this approval was for a certain date range.
Okay, yeah.
That should be added to the approval.
It was from the opening to July, right?
I don't want to wing it. It was something like that, yes, but we should get the exact dates that are on their current approval because they were not asking for any modification to that.
Okay, well, if we're not modifying that, that doesn't change.
Okay. All right, and included in this debate and discussion is Porter, O'Reilly, Condon, Benicia, and Schneider. So let's start with just general comments from each of you. We'll start with Ron.
I'm still where I was last time. I think the kids
Well,
have
please
to get.
reiterate what that is, Ron.
So the problem, the reason they're asking for the hours isn't just because they want the field the same time as Saturday. It's because they can't fit enough games in. And as they displayed last time, the season before, they couldn't even finish the season, the amount of games. So they couldn't figure out who was first, who was second, who was third as far as teams. Well, they're asking us to fit one more game in, which is only 2 hours. So I proposed at least 2 hours before, which was 10:30, right? Or I think it was we were talking 10 o'clock, and then we said, all right, we got to give them something. Let's give them 11. I just think we have to do something. Give a little bit more time for them to play on Sunday.
Anything else?
Well, this is a conversation. Who else has got anything to say?
Okay, well, I'm going to go through the list.
Okay.
Dominic,
Well, the last time I concurred with what Ron just said, but does the virus change any makeup? Will?
Not really, because that's just a status quo at the moment. May affect their season now, but this, whatever changes, if you make any changes, are going forward into the future.
But it's just for this season, right?
No, these changes would be from now forward until they ask for some other change or they no longer play ball.
I go along. Are we talking on Sunday, 11 o'clock to what time?
They're proposing.
Bill Porter. Well, that was a question, Dominic. They're requesting, what they have requested is from 9 a.m. to sunset.
On Sunday.
What is it currently?
It is
12:30.
currently 12:30 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay.
If
We
you look
spoke
at
about that last time. 6 p.m. wasn't sunset.
Ron, let me stop you there. When you speak, you have to state your name first, okay?
Okay. Ron Schneider,
And
okay.
you should only be speaking in turn. Otherwise, the record gets all messed up. So
Okay.
I will come back around.
Okay.
But right now, Dominic's got the floor.
Okay, Dominic Panicia, from what they're requesting, I'm not going along with it. But if there's a revision, then there's something to talk about.
All right. This is Bill Porter. Dominic, the purpose of this conversation right now is to determine what the hours are going to be.
I would go along from 11 to sunset.
Okay, Ryan.
Yeah, I was definitely, I think I'm okay with the Saturday 9 to 7, because I do recall them saying that they thought they had that and they had been playing that. So yeah, I'd want Saturday to be listed as 9 to 7. Sunday, I know we had a lot of different conversations pulling that around. I was okay with not giving sunset because sunset can be, I think, as late as almost 8:30, and changing the afternoon to 7 p.m. But I do agree that the neighbors should have some time in the morning. I was okay with 10 o'clock start time. That's it.
Bill Porter. Ryan, what's stop time?
Stop time 7 p.m.
Hey, Michael.
Yeah, I'm okay with 11 to sunset. On Sunday.
Okay, Ron, back to you.
I agree with Ryan. I think if I was somebody who lived near a park, I think after 7 o'clock I would not want any more noise. I certainly agree with 10 o'clock being late enough to where most people are up and ready for the noise. And most people are, there's two masses if people go to church on Sunday that have already happened by 10 o'clock. So I, instead of 11 to sunset, would go 10 to 7. I think 10 to 7 is a good time for Saturday or Sunday, and leave Saturday the 9 to 7.
Bill Porter, but their current time is 9:30 to 7 p.m.
Okay, yeah, Ron Schneider. So yeah, just that half hour. But like Ryan said, they didn't even realize it was 9:30, and neighbors didn't complain about that.
So Ron, previously you said 10:30, but now you're saying 10 o'clock?
10 o'clock to 7 Sunday, 9 to 7 on Saturday.
Okay, Dominic, looping back to you. Any further input or comments?
Yes. Now that it's been clear that they had 9:30, I would go along with the same thing was just mentioned, Saturday 9 to 7, and I would revise Sunday 10 to 7 also.
Okay, Ryan.
Unless, did Mike have anything else to say?
Yeah, do you have any other comments?
Yeah, I'd stay with those times. They work for me. Just, with everything that's going on right now, it just seems like, giving some extra time for people to be out baseball seems like kind of the move.
All right, so you're saying 9 to 7 on Saturday and 10 to 7 on Sunday?
Yes.
Okay. And Michael, you're still feel the same, 11 to sunset,
yeah,
or what do you?
Still with 11 to 7 or 11 to sunset.
Okay, well, just for the record, I'll interject my own thoughts, and they're still the same. That I could see 11 o'clock on Sunday, but I wouldn't like to see anything earlier. Saturday 9 to 7, I don't have a problem with, but it's very obvious from our past discussions that we're not going to come to a general consensus. So it's there's no sense in beating a dead horse. So at this point, I would like to call for a motion.
I'll make a motion, Condon. Motion to accept permit amendment modification 695 SA1, file number 1254A, with the addition of Saturday hours 9 to 7 and Sunday hours 10 to 7.
Ron Schneider, I second.
Okay, so we have a motion by Condon, a second by Schneider. Just run through the roll one more time and see if anyone has any other questions, starting with Ron.
Schneider, yes.
No, we're not voting. We're asking if anyone has questions or comments.
No.
Any based on the motion. Dominic?
No more questions.
Ryan?
No further questions.
Michael?
No questions.
And I have no further questions. All right, since we have no further questions, we have a motion and a second. Now we'll call for a vote and by roll. So Ron Schneider?
Schneider, yes.
Dominic Panicia?
Dominic Panicia, yes.
Ryan Condon,
Ryan Condon, yes.
Michael O'Reilly,
O'Reilly, no.
and William Porter. I vote no. All right, so let the record reflect that the motion passes with a vote of 3 yes to 2 no. Okay, still Bill Porter here. Other business item number 8, correspondence, other received. We have none. Anyone from the commission have anything that they would like to share?
No.
Seeing none. Staff, anything?
Bill Agresta, I have nothing.
Rick Schultz, nothing.
Okay. Well then, Chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Wait. Do we have to invite Commissioner Manini back to the thing before we adjourn?
Oh yeah, Bruno. Thank you, Commissioner Condon.
I'm calling him.
He'd be waiting all night for a phone call.
Okay, Bruno's aware of it, of coming back on. I hope he didn't walk away.
Yeah, there he is.
I'm back.
Thank you.
Okay.
Did you miss me?
Okay. Motion to adjourn.
Okay. We almost forgot you, Bruno. All right, if there's nothing else, the chair will entertain a motion to adjourn.
I just came back.
I'll make the motion, Bruno.
Motion to adjourn, but not happy about it.
We have a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you, everyone.
Good night.
Thank you,
Good night.
Bill. Well.
Thank you. Good night. Stay safe.